Waiting. Oh no.
Here it comes.
Oh,
Oh,
Julia's in the live stream.
totally live. Hey,
It really was.
right
It really
on.
was. I was
Yeah,
just
just
kidding.
for a hot second. See
Yeah.
behind the curtain.
Yeah. If anybody is already on the live stream, you got a little behind the curtain action there.
Behind the curtain.
My partner. She says hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I sound.
Damn it, Vince. You
God
ruined
damn
my
it. All right.
perfect intro.
I know. I'm still so worn out from Vegas. My bad. That's on me.
Well, welcome back, everybody. I'll reset the introductions real quick. Welcome back. Another exciting week of sports. Vince was on a mini vacation. So let's start there, Vince.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was
Or
a
tell
lot
us
of
what
fun.
you did, and then
I went to Vegas. I went to the
Whoa,
When
hang
We
on,
Were
hang
Young
on.
festival.
Hang on, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there, Vince.
Okay.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We can't be doing this, man. We can't. We can't break this rule.
I break that fucking code all day, every day. All
right, carry on.
We're
there's the swearing.
80 seconds in. 80 seconds in, and if this was a gambling thing, like I did not
you
have
set the
Vince
over
pegged.
under.
I did not have Vince pegged as the guy who was going to be popping
The one
off.
that blows it.
I thought I would have picked me. I would have picked me, to be honest.
Oh man, I've been on a hot streak, you know.
I think if we were going to look at a top 10 profanity, I think you're the quickest.
I'm the quickest off the gun, but I mean, I don't know if I use it the most, but like I'm
Not
definitely
the most,
the first.
but
Not
the
the most.
First.
All right,
okay.
So you're in Vegas. You're going to spill the beans.
Yep, that's right. Breaking the rules. Here we go. So had a great time at the festival. It was the When We Were Young festival, so it's a lot of the pop punk and emo bands that we grew up listening to, and you know, big in the 2000s and the 90s. Green Day and Blink-182 were your top two headliners, and I had an amazing time. I was there with my wife, and then I met up with one of my friends and her. She had a couple people with her too, like her boyfriend and her best friend. So we hung out with them basically all day. I was there probably about 11 or 12 hours. Like I was there basically from gates open till almost the end. I left. Green Day is my favorite band, but I did end up leaving a little bit early because it was almost 11 o'clock and there were 100,000 people or something like that. And it still took like 2 hours to get back to the hotel after. It was just a mess, that part of it. But overall, we had a great time. Courtney got to see a lot on Saturday. We got to go to a bunch of the different casinos. We saw like the Flowers in the Bellagio, and we went saw a Little Mermaid show at one of the other ones. It was a great time. She got some fun stuff for her, and then we got to see the bands. So that's great. And there's Julia in the background again. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun, and I don't know if I could do it again anytime soon because it's the When We Were Young, not We Are Currently Young festival. So your boy's sore, a little worn out. I got my work in, man, but I'm paying the iron price for it right now.
Right on.
Come on, man.
Yeah, had some fun.
Yeah. Have an ice bath or something. Come on.
I know, right?
Yeah, we definitely did an ice bath as soon as we got back to the hotel at like 1 a.m. And then
you got to get that.
We back in the morning.
That oxygen chamber to.
Oh yeah, they had a couple of those set up when we were walking around too. Yeah.
Oh, they did.
They did. Like we were staying at the Luxor. They had one like right in front of. We saw Blue Man Group on Saturday as well. So like there was one right out there, and then I saw another one as we were walking through one of the other casinos. Yeah, I was like, not right now. No.
But then you were saying the monorail and like all.
So they were directing everybody to the monorail, which is like it's a smart idea of like definitely use public transportation. There's no parking available, so you have to do it either that or take a ride share like Uber or Lyft or whatever. So we opted for the monorail, and in hindsight, I should have just paid the extra money and done the Uber. Just my feet are definitely hurting today and all day. Yesterday as well. So, spend the money. You're in Vegas, you're on vacation. That's my life lesson for those of you that are there. It's if you're going to go check out a show at like the festival grounds or somewhere that's a little bit further away from where you're staying, just pay the extra money. It's worth it in the long run.
Absolutely.
Could have saved me about 6,000 or 7,000 steps on my feet.
All right, Vince, that's a awesome trip, and it sounds like it's really set up for a baseball stadium. So NFL scores.
We'll talk about the baseball stadium a little bit later when we get to baseball. We'll circle back. But yeah, okay. So NFL scores on Thursday night. The Jaguars beat the Saints 31-24. That first half was heinous. It did pick up obviously a little bit in the back half, and Foster Moreau dropped Derek Carr's pass in the end zone. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, that was rough.
Little Raiders flashback for you there, bud. As for
like
the Sunday games
and the real life
yeah,
it's like double. It's like double now.
All right, so for the real the Sunday games, the games that I missed because I was busy listening to Pop Punk Heroes and stuff. The Patriots beat the Bills in an upset, 29-25. Falcons over the Buccaneers, 16-13.
I know,
okay.
Right? That game was so boring.
Browns over the Colts, 39-38. Wow. Ravens beat the Lions 38-6. That was
a stunner.
Unexpected.
Yeah, I watched that game and that was rough.
Yeah. So the Giants beat the Commanders 14-7. Another snore fest. I think that's gonna be my bit. Seahawks over the Cardinals 20-10. The Steelers beat the Rams 24-17. Thank you, Pittsburgh, for the assist. Broncos over the Packers 19-17. The Chiefs beat the Chargers 31-17. Tyler's not here. He put in a little bit too much work on his birthday weekend, I guess. But his Eagles did get the win 31-17 over Miami. And the Monday Night Football game, which I am not watching right now because we're doing this, I'm going to watch it after. So no spoilers, please. The 49ers are playing the Vikings in Minnesota. Sam, your Raiders lose to the Bears 30-12 in Chicago. Yeah. Go off, my friend.
I mean, I hate, they got their asses handed to them by the Chicago Bears, and hats off to the Bears for, getting the upset at home. The Bears and their players, they deserve the win. They came out swinging. They played better. They played with something on the line. They came to play. So cheers to them. They won the game and they deserve it. But as a Raider fan, it's just so disappointing. Before the game, Josh McDaniels announces that he's going to go with Brian Hoyer, a quarterback who lost 12 games that he started consecutively. So he's 0 for 12, and you're a 500 team, and you're going to say that Brian Hoyer gives you the best chance to win. We now know that that streak is now at 13 games. Going with Hoyer is just an uninspiring move. That's no knock against him. He's in the NFL. He's already better than, 95% of the population at playing the game of football. So it's not a personal shot. But I just feel like it's a missed opportunity to take a second look at Aiden O'Connell, the rookie, get him some reps, see if he's going to be an option for this season and beyond. With Jimmy Garoppolo, he's going to miss games, even if he's playing at a very high level. We've seen streaks of good Jimmy in San Francisco, right? But he's going to miss games. So you better have your backup prepared. And I just think Aiden O'Connell gives them a better chance, and you get to take an inventory, take a look at the rookie if he's going to offer you anything going forward. So that was a missed opportunity. Offensively, 12 points. It's pathetic. We are now approaching historically bad Raider offenses. This is now like a neck and neck tie with an offense that was led by Jamarcus Russell. That's who you're competing with right now. You're averaging almost the same points as that team. as
That's
that
not-
Raider team.
You do not want to be associated with that
That's
particular team.
historically bad. I mean, that offense featured, that coaching staff was Art Shell and a guy who last coached in the NFL in the early 90s, retired and was running a bed and breakfast inn. And 20 years goes by, and now he's running an NFL offense. We saw how that worked out. And this is supposed to be a guru. This is supposed to be an offensive genius who has the best running back in the league based on last year's numbers. You have arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game. You changed the tight ends. You changed the offensive line. You brought in Jacoby Myers, who is a Patriot guy. You brought in Jimmy Garoppolo, who knows the language. I mean, this is your team now. And it looks like it regressed in one season. You know, okay, they won a couple of close games, but I feel like the ball just kind of like rolled their way. I don't really look at it as like, oh, this was a Raider win that they did it. It was just the team that they beat came up short and ran out of time. You know, there's not a win this season where you look at where you're like, wow, the Raiders took it to them. They won the game. They won the game, but they didn't really look like they deserved the win, in my opinion. Defensively,
I just want to chime in. Daniel is in the chat. He says he's not a guru or a genius unless he's a genius of ruining team chemistry.
Exactly. I mean,
yeah, Tyler's not feeling well, but he is in the chat. And he's like, who's worse, Chip Kelly or McDaniels?
McDaniels. Honest. I mean, at least Chip Kelly, even though that first year with Philadelphia, they were like this fast offense and things like that. At least there was excitement. At least you got a couple of Chip Kelly plays that did work. It was inconsistent.
Yeah,
but at least you
segments of it work in short spurts. I would say maybe the Chip Kelly is not good for a full game or for a full season, but maybe you for lost a drive
21-14 or 21-17 or, but at least you put up 17 points on 3 plays that were really exciting. Like these, we don't even see exciting plays anymore as a Raider. Like offensively, there's no exciting plays. Defensively, like I can't explain it that since the Super Bowl year, they have there are teams that as outliers, they run accidentally. They have a top 5 offense. Accidentally, they have a top 5 defense for 1 year, where it's like that 1 year they put it together, and then the Raiders can't even accidentally put it together. Like this is how I cannot understand a defense that constantly gives up the 3rd down, the 4th down, the 3rd and long touchdowns, the 3rd and long conversions. Like it's this, I can't explain it. I mean, it has to be supernatural. They have to be cursed. It's a 20-year plus broken record of you can't have a decent defense. It's literally been decades since you had a decent defense. I think I say this, I think with 99% of other Raider fans that it's time to move off of Josh McDaniels. It's just, he's not head coaching material. What else do you need to see? The body language the Raiders missed the field goal. Daniel Carlson missed that field goal, which, he should have made, but whatever, he missed it. And the camera immediately jumps to Josh McDaniels. And of course you're pissed that you missed a field goal. Of course you're going to be upset. But I just feel like whenever they jump to him, his mannerisms just look defeated. Like geez, sucks. Like it just looks like a child that is caving in on himself. I do not see a confident coach. I see a person that looks uncomfortable. To me, I'm no body language expert or anything like that. I'm just saying what it looks like to me. He just does not appear to be a guy that exudes confidence. I know there's studies done about the raw coach, and you don't perform better with a raw coach. I know the Lions got the snot beat out of them, But Dan Campbell is a rah guy, and they've been looking like a pretty good team. Harbaugh, I would say, is a raw type of guy, and Harbaugh's fielding some pretty good football teams. So I don't know what it is. Josh McDaniels, I think, is just going to end up being a really good offensive coordinator. I don't see him as a head coach. It's really time to move on. We've seen enough. I think at best what you're looking at with Josh McDaniels is a franchise that's just, 9 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, 8 wins, like a team of mediocrity.
It's the reincarnation of fucking he was the Titans head coach for a long time. Jeff
Fisher.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And even, the Cincinnati Bengals with Marvin Lewis for a number of years.
Yeah. I mean, Marvin Lewis, those teams started off pretty good, but then just kind of fell to mediocrity and just stayed there. Yeah.
Right. And for me, that's kind of the worst spot to be in, because you're going to be picking outside of the top 10, and you're just kind of in this middle area. And unless you really get lucky and hit on a player in the middle round, in multiple drafts, are you really going to change? And that's what always happens with these mediocre teams.
Breaking in. Oh, here he is. Daniel's joining us. Hey, bud, how's it going?
He just had to get in on this all this Raider talk.
Yeah.
You got a vent.
It's not just that. I literally just got home. I've been running around all day, dude. It's
right on.
Fuck today, dude. Fuck Mondays. All right.
Yeah. See, there it goes again. I don't have the number count, but I do have the speed count for the fuck words. Yeah.
Look, talk to me about the Raiders, dude.
It's in all honesty, this is kind of like what I was typing in chat. This is one of the best defenses we've ever seen that we've had the Raiders have in a long time, dude. And for the fact that it gets stagnated by negative run play, or what the fuck slant to Davante Adams or Jacoby Myers, and then a stupid trick play that ends up in a turnover on downs or a turnover from an interception. Enough is enough, dude. I don't know how much more Mark Davis needs to see. I don't know how much more Mark Davis needs to hear. But the fact of the matter is, this guy has lost his locker room, and he's lost it completely. There are now anonymous NFL players who have come out of the Raiders locker room that said how much, it's 7 weeks of the same bullshit. We're too good of a team to be 3-4. We have too much talent on the team to be 3-4. And there needs to be a change, and it needs to happen now. I'm not trying to say that.
What's the point? I mean, what's the point of going forward with Josh McDaniels? This is what you are.
Yeah.
What more?
He's shown
inventory. This is it.
Yeah, he's definitely shown it several times. Last year, this year, and he showed it in Denver too.
What you see is what
exactly.
You get.
Yeah, this is par for the course for him.
And if he's some sort of offensive guru, I have yet to see it, because if it doesn't work anywhere besides New England, it's just a system.
I remember a few years ago, guys, Detroit. They had Stafford, they had Megatron, and they were an offense that was supposed to be much better than what they were averaging. They fired their coaching staff, and remember, it was a joke at the time, but they promoted Jim Bob Cooter, and all of a sudden everybody was making jokes about old Jim Bob, and that offense improved. It changed, and Jim Bob Cooter is now considered a great offensive coordinator. And yeah, he had some pieces at the quarterback and things like that, but this team has pieces, and we can't get the ball to Davante Adams. And we've said this numerous times. You inherited a team that went to the playoffs with Rich Bisaccia.
Yep.
You had Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, and Derek Carr, who at one time, and I'm not saying he was this season or the season with Rich Bisaccia, but at one time Derek Carr was an MVP candidate until he broke his foot.
Yep.
Is Derek Carr a top 5 quarterback? Probably not. But
I would say definitely not. But
probably.
But he gives you a better chance to win than Garoppolo.
He's better than Garoppolo is what I'm getting at. He's been, other than the foot injury, he's been healthier than Garoppolo.
Yep.
You have this team and you added Devontae Adams and you can't figure out to get him the ball. You have the rushing leader coming into this season and you can't figure out how to run the ball. And it's not just Josh Jacobs, it's other running backs. Everybody who's saying, "Oh, we don't need Josh Jacobs. Why pay this guy? We got Zamir White." Well, where is he? Where is he? Where's the guys that know the system? No, other than Jacoby Myers, like he's the only thing that looks decent on this team right now. You're telling is Josh saying that like he's the only person that understands this offense? Like
it's
maybe
not a complex offense. That's
maybe for me, I always felt like if the players weren't getting the scheme or fitting into the scheme, then the coach changes the scheme. Then you change the scheme to fit the players that you do have. And like right now, it just looks like a bad mix. And I've seen enough. Like what else do we need to see?
Yeah. And I mean, it started in the offseason, letting Darren Waller go for a bucket of change.
For nothing.
For essentially losing Hunter Renfrow, who was arguably a Pro Bowl player, to like somebody that just sits on the bench just because he rubbed your coaching staff the wrong way.
Exactly.
It's like, what are you, a 5-year-old? And even so, there was something else that I read before I logged on. Apparently the Chicago Bears knew exactly what was going to be run, and the defense was calling it out every play. Oh, it's going to be a slants. Oh, it's going to be a run up the middle. Oh, it's going to be this, which lets me know, McDaniels, you don't know how to disguise your fucking offense. You don't know what you're doing.
I mean, it's just unimpressive all the way around. What else does Mark Davis need to see? I think I beat this horse to death.
Yep.
If for whatever reason people who are in the chat want to hear more about it, then engage. But I think my blood pressure can only take so much of
right. So I think now is as good a time as any to switch on over.
I know if Mike is out there, I know he's like standing ovation F3. I know he's happy to see them in this. Mike was a Raider fan until they moved. But yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough in Raider land.
Yeah.
But Tyler, Kelsey Plum was with the Aces before Waller. Because Tyler was saying in the chat, Waller wanted to be closer to his WNBA girl. Kelsey Plum was with the Aces, bro, in Vegas. So if anything,
I think they met at a game when the Raiders opened in Vegas or something like that.
They met on a podcast. Like he had been like bugging her to get on his podcast, and she finally did.
Oh, okay. Shooting his shot through the podcast game. That's never been done before by anybody ever.
I know, right?
Okay,
right,
so
Vince,
I think it's
Pick'ems.
time to get into the picks. As it stands right now, your boy Vinny G is leading the pack with 48 correct predictions. Look at me go. Check me out. Tyler's in second with 43 right. Sam has 40 right. Daniel, you're above 500. You got there. You're 37 and 36 on your picks so far. So that's something. Good for you, bud.
I'd be pissed if I was doing parlays right now, dude.
Oh, I know, right? Okay, so Tyler, since he can't speak, he put his picks in already. So this first pick is the Thursday night game, Bucks at Bills. Sam, who do you got?
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't see that being different. Daniel, how about you?
Same. I don't see them beating them in Buffalo. Hell no.
Yeah.
Bills market is too strong.
Yeah. All right, Jets at Giants.
I mean, what's the spread on this? Is it like Giants minus whatever?
I don't have the spreads.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll take the Jets. I think the Giants. I know the Giants got a big win, but I'll take the Jets.
Okay. Yeah. See, I think the Giants are fraudulent. I think the Jets, even with fucking MILF Hunter is they're the skilled players around him are a little bit better. So
Jets -3 is the spread.
Jets -3. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going with Jets as well. Daniel.
I like what I saw out of Tyrod Taylor. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Okay. Giants it is. Jaguars at the Steelers.
I'm still on the Jaguars bandwagon, so I'm taking the Jags. I think the
Okay.
Steelers got that win last week, kind of like luck.
Okay. Oh, he has them abbreviated as Jags. Oh, Control Z. There we are. There we are. Stupid Google. All right. Yeah. I'm just not a believer in Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
I think, man, Mike Tomlin is a hell of a coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
he's so good at being a head coach that he has Kenny Pickett playing well enough to have them at a 4-2 record. But I think the Jaguars are a little bit more ready for this. So I'm gonna go Jags as well.
This one's tough because the Jags are on a 4-game win streak, but the Steelers beat a pretty good Ravens team and they beat the Rams at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Here's a chance for you to make up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a chance for you to make up a game on us, as well. So that's cool. I would not be shocked at all because like I said, Tomlin is so good at coaching. He can coach them up with the best of them. There's a reason why he's been in that position for like 15 years now or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, he might be in silver and black next year, but we'll see.
I'm taking the Eagles.
All right, so Eagles at Commander.
Eagles.
Yeah. We were being dumb last week. I'm not gonna make that mistake again.
Oh, I wasn't being dumb. I really thought Miami was gonna pull that game off, but I mean, it's kind of hard when it's 2 versus 1. Yes, right. Referees, I'm looking at you.
I mean, I said a while ago that the first time I'm picking against the Eagles would be against the Niners later this year, and then like the following week I actually do pick against the Eagles like an idiot. So I'm just gonna stick to what I said I would do, and until the Eagles play the Niners or give me a reason to not pick the Eagles, a good one, I'm gonna just keep picking them until then. So yeah. Rams at Cowboys.
You know, I would like the Rams to win, but I think Cowboys are going to win it at home. So
yeah,
Tyler's got the Rams.
Yeah, Tyler does have the Rams. Cowboys. Type
just
Vince.
Cows.
Yeah. All right. So I'm also going Cowboys. I just the Rams are just like they just lost Kyron Williams, their running back. He's on injured reserve, so they're already down. They're already down a bunch of people as it is, and just losing your star running back is not going to be helpful against the Cowboys, who, you know, as fraudulent as I believe they are still better than a lot of the other teams in the NFC. So yeah, I'm going to pick the Cowboys.
Coming off a bye, I'm definitely going with the Cowboys, especially facing a team that lost against the Steelers at home. By the way, there were so many Steelers fans at that game. A buddy of mine showed me video, and I'm like, is this a Steeler home game or a Ram? Oh, that's right. There's no such thing as a Rams home game. That's right.
That's right.
NFL.
Yeah. Vikings at Packers. Tyler's going Packers.
I'm going with the Packers. I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah. The Vikings are just not good. And all of the breaks that went their way last year are going against them this year. I'm in agreement, man. Sooner or later, we're going to pick something different, Sam. I don't know when that is yet, though.
Oh, no.
Daniel, you got to pick for this one?
I mean, they've lost 3 in a row, but I mean, I don't think they're going to lose against a division rival, so go Pack, go.
Okay. Falcons at Titans. Tyler has the Falcons winning. Sam, who do you think?
I want to say the Titans at home, but they look like they're falling apart. They just don't look like a very good offense right now. So I'm actually going with the Falcons.
Okay. You know what? Here's where we're gonna disagree. I will go with the Titans. Finish spelling the word. Tit. Yeah, I just I don't know, man. I don't have a real good reason why I'm picking it. I feel like Vrabel is another, he's a pretty damn good coach, and it's just everything's kind of falling apart around him. But yeah, I don't know. Like every now and then they just they flash and it comes together for just a little bit, and maybe that defense, the Falcons, they run the ball a lot, and I don't know, man. I feel like something will happen. We'll see. I just don't trust the Falcons. I guess that might be it.
For sure.
For me, the Ravens ran it down their throat. Lamar went off for 4 touchdowns, and the Titans just traded away their top safety. I think Tyler actually just mentioned that in the chat.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm actually going to go with the Falcons on this one.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's making me rethink this. Yeah. Thanks for the save, Tyler. That's yeah. I'm gonna change mine to the Falcons. I forgot about the safety getting traded. That's gonna be that's enough. Yeah. I can't overcome that much. Patriots at Dolphins. Is anybody gonna take the Patriots in this one?
No.
Nope.
No, I didn't think so. Okay. Saints at Colts. Tyler's got the Colts.
I really want to take the Saints because you guys know I like Derek Carr, but I don't see the Saints. The offense is just like the Raiders with Derek Carr before. They're probably not going over 21, 24 points week after week after week. The Colts, they're down their young star quarterback, but they still figure out a way to scheme points. So I'll take the Colts at home.
Okay. Yeah, I just the Saints defense is amazing. Like they're top notch. Gardner Minshew is not like he's a fun story. He's fun with the mullet and everything and the fucking
the little shimmy.
But the little shimmy, yeah, he's fun for the league. And I'm glad that he gets to showcase it weekly. And he's gonna showcase it in a loss. I'm gonna go with the Saints here. I think Alvin Kamara is gonna just do some superhero things and save the deal. So here is where I'm going to pick differently. I think between the defense and Alvin Kamara, I think that'll be enough to get the job done against the Colts.
Well, you convinced me, so I'm gonna change my pick.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. All right.
Considering this is an offense that just put up 38 points against one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL,
with Gardner Minshew,
I am going with the Colts. I don't think the Saints have enough to do.
All right. I'm not changing. I'm going to keep that one locked in. That's where we're going to be different. Okay. There we go. Texans at Panthers. Anybody going to?
God, that's a real game.
That's a real game. They should flex this fucker to Monday at 3 a.m. man.
Texans. I think they just got a little bit more talent. Panthers they're starting over, man. It's like year 0, it's not even year 1.
Yeah, CJ Stroud looks a lot better than whatever the hell's going on in Carolina right now. So I'm on the Texans as well. Daniel.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Texans.
Begrudgingly. Browns at Seahawks. Tyler's got the Seahawks. I'm gonna jump in and I'm actually going to take the Browns right here. I need my division I need my division people to lose. So I'm picking the Seahawks to lose here to the Browns. The Browns have an excellent defense as well. And we'll see what happens, man.
I'm going Browns. I think that defense is going to create a turnover or two. I know Geno Smith has been playing well, but I think that defense is going to cause some disruptions and somehow get some takeaways. So Browns.
Okay.
Do we know whether or not Deshaun Watson is going to play?
We don't. So that's part of it. We're kind of picking this. I'm picking it assuming he does play.
Because I'm the opposite. I think the Browns look better with PJ Walker, personally.
That's
I'm
a
not
fair
even-
point. That's a fair
They
point.
do.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
they look a lot better with PJ Walker. It's like you paid all this guaranteed money to this guy who looks like a I don't
I
know.
was like, in
tier
Seattle,
4.
y'all are wild. Well, I mean, it's always fuck the Seahawks o'clock here in this household. So
Yeah, but the question is, Tyler, are they gonna have DK Metcalf? Because Gino got exposed without DK.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with the Brownies.
All right. Tyler is gonna lone wolf it there. He can laugh all the way to the L factory on that one. Yeah, suck it, buddy. Oh,
Damn.
okay. Niners are hosting the Bengals. Shocker, your boy Vinny G's picking the Niners. Anybody else gonna pick differently or?
Yep.
I'm taking the
Oh.
Niners. But I would not be surprised if the Bengals sneak one here. It's a short week for the 49ers. Bengals are trying to salvage their season, so they might come out a swinging.
And they're coming off a bye.
And they're coming off a bye, but I'm still taking the 49ers.
Yeah, I got the Bengals on this one.
All right.
I feel like Jamar Chase is gonna reawaken and come crazy off the bye week.
Next game, anybody brave enough to take the Broncos over the Chiefs?
Hell no.
I didn't think so. Sam, no? Okay. Nothing else to add there. Ravens at Cardinals. Anybody brave enough to take the Cardinals over the Ravens?
Nope, not me.
I can't do it either, man.
Let me come back to that one. Yeah, I'm legit thinking about that one.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a second to think about that one while we talk about Bears at Chargers.
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 Yeah, I think
Top Bears suck.
Raiders on Monday Night Football at the Lions. I'm gonna pick the Lions.
I gotta take the
Lions.
Lions, man.
Yeah. It's just the Raiders offense just does not look good.
We gotta
take
take the Lions, man. No, I mean, man.
All right, so Daniel, Ravens at Cardinals. Are you gonna do it? You gonna pick the upset here?
I'm gonna roll the dice. I'll pick the upset.
All right. Okay. We'll see how this works out. And I'm gonna stop sharing. And there we go. Our picks are locked in.
They are locked.
That's right. Okay, so where's my there it is. Back to the script. Okay, let's talk playoffs real quick. Baseball playoffs. The Diamondbacks and the Phillies. That game 6 just ended about an hour ago. Diamondbacks get the win. The series is tied 3-3. Game 7 on Tuesday. Anybody
Rigged.
venture a guess? What?
It's rigged.
It's
MLB's
rigged.
just rigging everything to be 7 games.
Yeah. And anybody willing to make a guess on what's going to happen here? Phillies are going to be playing at home, I think.
My
I think,
surprise
uh,
is my
I
surprise is
think
that
so.
Nola got lit up, dude. He got lit up for
Yeah.
4 runs. I never thought Aaron Nola would give 4 runs in the playoffs.
I'm rooting for the Phillies, so I'm hoping they win in game 7.
Even after we were in Arizona last year for 1 game.
Let's go D-back.
D-backs.
I mean,
No, yeah.
You got Brandon Fat going against Roginho Suarez. Or Ranger Suarez, my bad. I don't know why I said Roginho.
I just
I got the
Thanks.
Phillies, man.
I
I really, really want the Phillies to make it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Bryce Harper in the World Series. MLB, I think, would prefer that. If I'm being honest, they have so few marketable stars right now because they're just shit at marketing. So having one guy that can market himself a little bit, would be nice. Would be nice for the World Series, I guess.
Did you guys see him, Mad Dog, Booker, and KD as he was rounding the bases?
Yeah, that's exactly what
I
I'm
was like,
talking
what
about.
the fuck, dude?
Rangers at Astros. Game 7 is happening right now. They are in Houston, and the Rangers in the bottom of the 3rd are up 4-1. We'll see how this plays out.
go
I would
Rangers in
love
this one.
for the Astros to get their shit wrecked and lose, and that would make me very happy inside because I'm a spiteful man sometimes, especially in sports. So that's
As
what we want to
much-
see. This is an anti-Houston Astros podcast.
Absolutely.
No matter what happens with the A's for most of us, that part doesn't matter. We are definitely anti-Houston Astros. That's where we stand. That's where we live. We've been on that block for a long time now. Welcome to our neighborhood. You know, Daniel's been here since 2017.
Yeah,
So
def. As much as I dislike Texas teams, I don't like the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the Houston fucking Astros and their fucking
right?
Cheating asses.
That's right. I did run into like a bunch of Astros fans in Vegas, just like randomly, just wearing their Houston fucking shit, like, you know, and every time I'm like, have you no shame? Have you no shame?
Seriously,
and the answer is, of course, is no. They don't.
I guess we really celebrate that. Smoke. Like y'all really celebrate that World Series from last year. I still think that shit's shady. I don't trust it.
Yeah, how can you trust
all
it?
of them? All of them are tainted after.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is tainted.
Yeah, you can't trust it at all. There's no way to. Like, it's like we've been talking about, you know, in the past, the steroids era and everything, and how you can't trust anything from it because you don't know who was using or not. It's the same thing. How do we know that they didn't just find a better fucking way to cheat right now? We can't know that.
Right.
And I'm not going to be able to trust it. I know you guys aren't either.
Nope.
So fuck them.
Nope. Yep.
Like I saw on Twitter, like when Altuve hit that walk-off home run and somebody was like, oh, look how calm, cool, and collected Altuve is. The moment doesn't phase him. I'm like, he probably fucking knew what pitch he threw.
Yeah, exactly.
The Rangers, you know, they just have so many former A's that should still be on the A's.
Yep.
And of course, Bruce Bochy. I'm rooting for him. You know, I'm not a Giants fan. I watch some of their games, but I like Bruce Bochy in the sense of he's still a manager that is managing the game. So I think, you know, for him to win it, and you know, I don't like the Astros, so I'm not cheering for them at all. But you know, Dusty Baker is also an old school manager who manages from his gut and actually manages a game and its players. I think that's also one of the reasons why baseball, I think, is less exciting, is that most teams are being managed out of a spreadsheet, out of a calculator, and that's boring for baseball. Yeah. So I am excited for Bruce Bochy and all the former A's that are on the Rangers to make it to the next round. And Bob Melvin, former A's manager, former Seattle manager, and D-backs too, right?
Yep.
He's given the green light to interview for the San Francisco Giants. I don't think he's going into a situation where the Giants are going to be really competitive with this roster. But as a former Giant and a Bay Area guy, I believe he would, you know, really appreciate coaching, managing the Giants. So I think for him, on a personal level, I think we all thought he was going to have a real opportunity to do something in San Diego. And for whatever reason, it just did not work out. And I think it's a surprise to all of us, but I'm glad that Bo Mel could potentially get another shot with the Bay Area team, hopefully with a improved Giants roster, so he has a real chance to compete again next year.
Yeah. Tyler says Phillies and Rangers as well. I think that's going to be our official podcast stance. I guess that's what we're officially cheering for.
Yeah.
So I do while I was in Vegas, I did run into a couple people, you know, like my Uber driver to the airport and stuff like that. I did just ask him real quickly, like, hey, are you following the A's situation at all? You know, like they're trying to come here. What do you think? How do you know, how's it going to work out? What, you know, just kind of peppering them with questions. Wanted to get their thoughts from, like, you know, people that have been living there for decades, you know. One guy, the Uber driver specifically from, he was, the one that engaged with me the most on it. So I'll talk about him. His name is Troy, and Troy he grew up in Chicago, but has been living in Vegas for like 27 years now at this point. So he's a guy that's kind of plugged into Vegas, like, you know, like he's been there for a while. He's a
Right.
Golden Knights fan. When they won the cup this past year, he found himself really, really excited for that. So even though he grew up a Blackhawks fan, so now because he's been in Vegas forever, that he says now I have two hockey teams, I guess. And I totally get that. You know, you've been living there forever. You finally get a pro sports team. They're good right off the bat. Even though he did say that the fans that show up are definitely, it's like 50-50 for Vegas Golden Knights and then the visitor with the
Really?
hockey team. We know it's even like more extreme for most Raider games as well. It's a lot of visiting fans come in. So if for baseball, he said it'll probably have to be a similar thing, but it's going to be even tougher because of the smaller stadium, you know? And that's something that Brody Brazil has talked about. We've talked about. Casey Pratt and everybody else has talked about, like, just the small stadium. You can't make up, like, if you have to have 28,000 tickets sold for every event for like 91 events a year to make your money to break even on the stadium, you can't have a 30,000 seat stadium. You can't do it with 33. It's got to be like 40,000. And on
It's
9
really
acres,
it's caught in nowhere land. Like
Exactly.
the A's going to Las Vegas
Mhm.
is really anybody really excited that the A's are going to Vegas? I think there'll be
Yeah.
some hype about just baseball being in Las Vegas, but as a fan, if you're a local person, like
Mhm.
it's not really a franchise I think you're really all that excited for.
Yeah,
I think
he
the
did.
Raiders are
He
different.
brought up the Raiders. He actually brought up Mark Davis. He's like, I know Mark Davis said that he freaking hates him, the A's owners. And I was like, yep, that is very true. They did not get along.
They did not get
Sure.
along, but I
Yeah.
really believe if this thing does happen and the A's do play in Vegas, I mean, Vince, we've been, A's fans our entire lives. We know everything there is, the history of what happened with the A's since John Fisher has purchased the team. I just do not believe, even with the stadium and all the rewards that it comes with it, all the treasures, that this guy is going to invest in the team. I don't think you'll see a top 5 payroll team or even a top 10 payroll team. I think you're going to see something. I think I saw a statistic a couple of weeks ago that, and this might have been a Birdie Brazil or even a Casey Pratt stat, is for the A's to go from like 30th in the league in payroll to average, say, 15.
Oh, I've seen
the
this,
amount
yeah.
of money that they would have to spend to average in the top 15 or to get to 15 would be so astronomical that John Fisher is not going to do it. So you're really talking about them moving from 30 to like 20. And
if that, yeah.
What does that really do in the grand scheme of things? Unless you put it all together in the first 1, 2, or 3 years and you have an amazing farm system and you add some players and you make some trades along the way, the odds of you bumping up the payroll, being a World Series contender and making the trades and doing all the things you need to do to win a World Series in that first 3 years, 5 years, let's say, most likely not going to happen.
Yeah.
And to the same point, if the A's stay in Oakland, maybe you get a bigger stadium and you don't have a concert venue in Oakland to really compete with. Because on this side of the bay, there's Oracle, there's some smaller venues. I know the Kaiser Center off the lake is still under revitalization, let's say, but that's still a couple years away. You're kind of the only game in town and you may have a 35, 40,000 seat stadium in Oakland. I don't see John Fisher increasing payroll in Oakland. I think that, again, it's like Josh McDaniels. This is what it is. This is the ownership that you have, and he's not going to go all in. Never.
Yeah.
So at this point, I feel like if the A's stay, great. But we're still not going to 50, 60 games like we used to. We're still not going to 30 games like you and I, like personally, Vince. Like,
yeah.
And I think a majority of A's fans are not going to go to the game as long as John Fisher owns the team.
Mhm.
And I think that baggage is going to go to Las Vegas if they go. Like, you're not going to have the fan base if they stay and John Fisher's the owner, or if they leave and John Fisher's the owner. Like, he's ruining his own franchise. He has ruined his own franchise, I should say.
Troy said that like Vegas is definitely a win, like a winning town. Like we heard the political people talk about that, where if you're not winning, you're losing, right? And like they are not afraid in Vegas to blow something up if it's not working. And just build something brand new.
Look at the clubs, right? Clubs, hotels, and resorts, just all of it.
All those casinos,
fancy stuff.
Yeah,
restaurants.
There is always construction happening on the strip,
but
because there's something new going up, and there's always something bad being taken down.
There's always the clubs that go that open. They're the number one club, the number one restaurant, and then 2-3 years later, they're closing down.
Right. He also said the Tropicana probably does need to be replaced. Like he agrees that Tropicana can probably go by the wayside at this point. It's just fallen into really bad shape. It's not really working anymore for the current Las Vegas, and it's not a historical. It's not important enough to be a historical building either. It's just kind of old. Like kind of like what the Coliseum is, like
Vince, how would you feel if in this hypothetical, the A's move? So they're the Las Vegas Athletics. John Fisher takes them over there.
Okay.
And owner X, don't matter who.
Okay.
Within 3, 4, 5 years, an expansion team in Oakland. And let's say 3, 4, 5 years after the A's move to Las Vegas, they're sold. So you got a new owner in Las Vegas because John Fisher walked away. He did what we're predicting.
He got his bag and left.
He's gone.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's an expansion team in Oakland. How would you?
I'm the Oakland fan.
You're the Oakland fan.
I'm the Oakland fan.
I agree.
Honestly, like the only way I stay an A's fan is if John Fisher is gone and the team stays in Oakland.
Yeah.
If we only get one of those things, it's not enough for me. If he's still here, but the team stays in Oakland, I'm not going to another game. Like emotionally for me, on the first reverse boycott, when I had the sign with my grandpa, that's the last A's game that I'm ever going to.
Right.
Unless there's a new owner and they're staying in Oakland. Like I said that before, and that's I am a stubborn son of a bitch, and that you
are, buddy.
Yeah, I am not going to another A's game until unless there's new ownership and they're staying. I'm done with the team emotionally. I've made my peace with that. I'm moving on with my life. I'm just a free agent looking for a new baseball team at this point.
When I talk to other A's fans out in the real world. I talk about this a lot with a lot of people that I meet, especially if I see people wearing like an A's hat or something. And I feel like the sentiment is kind of the same. Is if they go to Vegas, they're out. They're not going to be an A's fan, period. Even if John Fisher sells the team, and the team gets really good in Vegas, they get an owner that's really competitive in Las Vegas. Even then, I get a sense from people that they don't want to support the team because it plays into the fact that we all knew this was going to happen, that John Fisher was going to move the team, sell the team, because he doesn't care. And that one of the reasons why they wouldn't support the team is because MLB knew this. They're complicit in ruining a market to just get a free stadium and all this stuff. So I just don't think there's going to be any support from existing A's fans.
Definitely.
I think it'll be a very small, small percentage.
2%?
And I'm talking like
1%, maybe even less than 1% of A's fans
I don't think I don't
Fucking
think
nobody.
Oakland A's fans are going to support it
Mm-mm.
at all. So you're not going to get that like the Raiders. I apologize for the dogs. They're going bonkers in here. They're really pissed off at John Fisher.
I totally get it,
can't
man.
even.
Yeah. They're
tolerate
named
him.
after former A's players. You know, I
They
get
are.
it. You know,
They are.
it's ingrained in us. You know, but like, yeah, it sucks. The whole thing sucks.
I could go off about the A's and John Fisher for hours. So we need to again.
Let's move on.
Dead horse that I have beaten. So, what do you want to move on to, Vince? NBA?
Yeah, let's do NBA. The season's starting this coming week. The Warriors tip off on Tuesday against Phoenix. So Draymond's not going to be playing in that game. He's still coming back from the ankle injury during preseason, or I guess just before preseason started. Klay Thompson extension talks have kind of stalled a little bit, so I'm sure they'll keep working on it like in the background, but for now, he's just going to kind of play it out. And obviously, we'd love to have him stick around. You have a chance to have a Hall of Fame type player spend his whole career on one team. Right now, the Warriors have that shot with 3 different players, you know, with Klay, Dre, and obviously Steph Curry. So it's kind of exciting, you know, like the opportunity to do that. But if it doesn't end up working out, I totally understand. If Klay can get a significantly bigger bag somewhere else, I get it. I wouldn't be too thrilled about it, but again, I'm pro players, man.
Payday that he deserves. Don't worry, Vince. He'll be in good hands in LA.
Oh, I'm sure. Speaking of the Lakers, how are you feeling going into this season, Daniel?
I don't know, man. I mean, I do like the moves that Pelinka made in the offseason, you know, not like huge splashes, but like just good complementary pieces for like Darvin Ham and his system. I mean, the big test is obviously the first game of the season tomorrow against the Nuggets in Denver, of all places.
Yeah,
so
that's a rough start.
Yeah, it's a really rough start, but you know, I want to see how AD and Wood play together and complement each other. You know, when it matters. And honestly, man, AD, I need at least 70 games from you, bro. Not this 40 to 50 game nonsense. There's a reason why your nickname is Mr. Glass right now, bro. I need Mr. Glass to become Mr. Steel right now. So I'm hoping and praying, man, that we stay healthy, because that's what killed us last season. You know, as long as this team stays healthy, I feel like we can go on a pretty deep run.
They did institute this new rule for this season.
Yep.
Where to be eligible for like postseason awards and stuff like that, you got to play in 65 games. And there is a little bit of wiggle room. So like if you have a season-ending injury and you're at 62 games, they'll still let you be eligible for those awards. Or like, and you have to play in 20 minutes of those 65 games. So like you have to be an active participant in them. You can't just like take the tip off, then foul somebody and be done for the rest of the game to get your 65. So, but there is a little bit of flexibility there where like if you played 15 minutes in a couple of them, in like 1 or 2 of them, like, so I think the NBA is really like they really are trying to end the load management, I guess, for lack of a better term.
I think load management is just going to transform a little bit. I think you'll see Curry get the start on the road and then probably play like the first 6 minutes, and then you'll see his minutes drop, and then the backups get some more minutes. But I think it's just going to
20 minutes. You could load manage on 20 minutes a night,
right?
I mean, especially with Chris Paul there too now.
But then it's also like only players that are all-stars, MVP, all NBA. Like there's like certain accolades that you have to have, otherwise you're exempt. And it has those accolades. Right. You have to have one in the past 3 years, I believe. One of those accolades in the last 3 seasons.
Oh, Tyler's trying to be funny about the A's talk. First he said, too bad the A's farm system is just the Braves and the Yankees extended farm system. Yeah, you're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong. And then he said, Vince, what if Oakland gets an expansion team and John sells to a partnership and Taylor Swift is part of the owner of the Vegas A's?
God,
it's not going to happen. that's not going to happen, so I don't have to entertain that thought. Mother would never do such a thing to me. Okay, moving on.
But what if her and her future husband, Kelsey, bought
see,
in?
you're gross.
Idea.
You're already having them married and with kids and shit. Come on. She literally says,
I didn't say kids.
Haze, quit, like, not you saying kids, but like other people are saying kids. Like she literally says in Lavender Haze that she's tired of the 1950s shit people want from her. She doesn't want the marriage and the kids. That's what she's saying. So she's just having fun. This whole thing is PR. It doesn't mean that they're not having fun, though. You know, she's getting it in or whatever. She's doing their thing. That's great. I love that for Blondie. Okay. Now, with that being said, my Taylor Swift rant, we need to move on. There's your Swiftie update from the resident Swiftie. Okay.
Curveball for y'all. Christian McCaffrey just extended his touchdown streak to 16 games.
Okay, great, cool, awesome. I'll get to see that in a little bit once we finish this episode, because that'll be
all right,
great.
Vince, take me. Let's jump down to hockey, then we'll close out with the
soccer. Okay, so basically we obviously I focus on the Sharks because I am a Sharks boy.
Shark boy,
just missing Lava Girl right now. Courtney's in the back right now being Lava Girl. She's like, probably wrapped up in a blanket, heating up or something. I don't know. So the Sharks have not won a game this season. They're 5 games in. They have one overtime loss. Good. Things are going right on track.
Right on
this
script.
Is exactly what they've been planning for.
Love it.
It is bad out here in these San Jose Sharks streets, but tickets are going to get cheaper. So, hockey's a fun sport to watch live. I don't know. There's my pitch.
No joke, guys. I do want to go up to San Jose for a Kings Sharks game. So
that'd be cool. Yeah,
let's play. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a lot of fun.
For you.
Yeah, for you.
Probably get jumped in the fucking parking lot.
No. Sharks fans are good.
You're like, no, you won't get jumped. Just stabbed. That's all.
No.
Lightly tripped. Like, no, tripped. You'll be fine, bud. I will say I've never like I don't know if other people have seen other things, but I've definitely never like I've been the Sharks fan down in LA, like at a Kings thing, and I never felt in danger or anything, but definitely got some shit talked at me, and it's fun.
You'll get booed.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I have no problem getting booed, and I'm sure you wouldn't either. It's it's all part of the fun, and I think Sharks fans overall do a pretty good job of not crossing a line, I guess. I'm sure there's individuals somewhere that are willing to do that, but this season, I think even the most optimistic Sharks fans know exactly what's happening this year. So
for sure.
Yeah. So upcoming games, they got 4 this week. They're at Florida, at Tampa Bay, at Carolina, and then they get an easier one at Washington because Washington's kind of not that good either. But even then, like I'm seeing 4 more losses is what I'm seeing.
Damn.
If they're gonna win a game, it would have to be Sunday at Washington, but the other ones I don't see them realistically having a chance, especially after Carolina just curb stomped them 6-3 earlier this week. So yeah, it's rough out here in these San Jose Sharks streets, but we kind of knew it was gonna happen. Not the end of the world.
All right, let's do Wrexham and San Jose Earthquakes.
All right, so Wrexham gets the draw at Bradford City 1-1. Their next games are Tuesday at Sutton United, and then Saturday at Notts County. The squad that got promoted with them from out of non-league into League Two. They're currently in 4th place in League Two, 6 wins, 6 draws, 2 losses. So that's good enough for 24 points, and they're on their way to maybe moving up. They're stringing some wins together, stringing some draws together as well. So good on them. The Earthquakes, back over here on this side of the pond, they get the draw 1-1 versus Austin. They do qualify for the playoffs. That game will happen on Wednesday at Sporting Kansas City. They 9 teams out of 14 make the playoffs in the Western Conference, so 65% of the league makes it. if you don't, if you don't make it, it's a really bad team.
These are play-in games, right?
Yeah, 8 and 9 is technically a play-in game, but they're calling it official playoffs. So like you're a playoff team officially. It's not like the NBA where with the play-in tournament where you got to earn the 7 and the 8 seed. Yeah. Well, yeah, that it's like legit. Like they view the Quakes as a playoff team officially. So even though they only get one game at Sporting Kansas City to try to extend the season, the winner will take on St. Louis in the next round of the playoffs.
The good thing with the Quakes, since they got the stadium, the owner really opened up the wallet to turn them into a playoff team.
I hate you so much right now.
Get out of my head.
This is so way to bring me down.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
Go playoffs.
Yeah. Wednesday, they're at Sporting Kansas City, like I said. 8-9
I hope
seed,
they win.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
The fucking
it
owner,
would be
but
nice.
I hope they win. I'm hoping
it would be
for the
nice
fans.
to see a win.
Yeah,
if they do win, they get a home playoff game against St. Louis. So they get the win, man. That suddenly you can go to a home playoff game. That'd be nice.
Y'all get the number weekend. 1 seed. That's your.
Yeah. Well, I mean, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. We'll say it like that. And I guess that kind of brings it to an end.
Yeah.
Of
any
the pod.
final thoughts, guys?
I got nothing, man.
Fuck John Fisher and fuck Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course. It's always fuck John Fisher o'clock, as we say here on the pod, and fuck Josh McDaniels as well. Yeah, absolutely. Dynamite.
All right, audience, if you guys made it to the end, thank you so much for sticking with us for this hour, and we'll see you again next week. As always, you're listening to the SVT Sports Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell so that when we go live, you are alerted. Follow us on Instagram at SVT Sports Pod. Slide into our DMs, interact with our chat. We would love to interact with you.
Peace. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Later, everybody.
Later.